With the Israeli election 2 months away, the biggest challenger to longtime Premier Benjamin Netanyahu is a new candidate, ex-military chief Benny Gantz. Israel's right-wing politicians, including Netanyahu, have not wasted any time in attacking him. The main claim that he is left-wing.
But does the public agree? That's what we asked. This week, in your opinion, is the Israel Resilience Party, led by Benny Gantz and former Defense Minister Moshe Ya'alon, right-wing, center, or left-wing? 55% say it is center, 28% call it left, and 17% say it is a right-wing party. Well, to help us break it down, let's go to our Tel Aviv studio and diplomatic correspondent Mike Wagenheim. And Mike, you've heard the results of the poll. Can Benny Gantz be satisfied with this result?
In a way, yes, and in a way, no. The issue right now for Benny Gantz is not trying to win votes from other left-wing parties or other centrist parties. It simply helps him get to the top of the ticket of any particular merged party. He may be able to merge with Yesh Atid, but remain above Yair Lapid, or merge with another party, remain at the top of the ticket if people view him as a centrist or this wing or that. What he needs to do is peel off votes from the right wing. And so if more people see him as left wing than right wing, it doesn't really help his cause in the long run. He simply established his base, which he probably had anyway, those center-left parties. That seems to be where he's enjoying the majority of his votes from, or at least according to the polls. When you look at his comments in those controversial comments about the Gaza withdrawal and Yediot Ahronot, which certainly got him pummeled from the right, it's not going to help him win over any right-wing voters who may have been looking to him possibly for security matters and not trusting Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu with security anymore. So 55% in the center, you may look at that and say, okay, he did his job. He's put himself in the public eye as a centrist. But when it comes time for the actual votes, he needs right-wing votes. And according to that poll, I'm not sure right-wingers really trust him all that much. They see him more to the left than they do to the right.
Mike, just a couple days ago in this studio, political strategist Dr. Dalia Shandlin described left-wing as the kiss of death in Israel, being called left-wing. Give us some context, give our viewers some context on just how polarized Israeli society and Israeli politics has become.
The second Benny Gantz announced his candidacy, even before he officially announced it, but it looked like he will, the slurs, and they are slurs in Israeli politics from the right, calling him a lefty. He has leftist politics. Yisrael Katz, the number 2 on the Likud list this year, said that Gantz comes from a leftist family, said he grew up with them. It is the kiss of death because the left hasn't ruled in a long, long time here in Israel. And when they have, it's been for very short stretches, only a few years out of the last 30 years now that the left has ruled. And that's because, for right or wrong, the public does not trust them with security matters. And you look at the Gaza withdrawal specifically, it was carried out by a Likud prime minister, Ariel Sharon, who then departed and formed his own party. Likud approved it in one fashion or another, but the lessons learned from that are that, the Gaza withdrawal brought in rockets from Hamas, and in the end was a security disaster, and most of the public here in Israel feels that way. So when you have somebody like Benny Gantz using the Gaza withdrawal as a model for how another withdrawal from the West Bank may be carried out, it doesn't help his credentials, and that's where that slur comes in, that leftist slur. When that's tagged on you, it's not about social issues per se, it's about security and the ability to protect Israel. That is where the prime minister has made his money. That is where he has gotten votes. That's how he's been able to stay in power as long as he has, because he's presented himself as a staunch right-winger when it comes to security. And when you tag somebody as a leftist, the implication is they can't protect Israel.
Right, even when in this case, the person being tagged with that is the former military chief of staff.